Jesus makes me extremely uncomfortable at times. I mean, it's like just whenever I think I have it all figured out, right? I have this whole Jesus thing figured out. I read the story and he just like slaps me across the face and say, dude, you have nothing figured out. You don't know what I'm all about, really. And so I was reading through the Beatitudes. You know, it's one of the most common parts of the Bible, Matthew chapter 5, and Jesus is going through these blessed are the meek, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the peacemakers, and blessed are you if you're persecuted, right? We think we know this, and oftentimes it's taught as if we are to become, as followers of Jesus, this is who we're supposed to become. We're supposed to become meek. We're supposed to become peacemakers. But I read it and I saw something I hadn't seen before. It's who Jesus is saying this to. Now, if you notice, and it's not a Bible study, I just want to, he says, beginning of chapter 5, right before the Beatitudes, he says, now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountainside, he sat down, and then he began saying these things. You see, who are the crowds at this point in Jesus' ministry? It's the broken. It's the outcasts. It's these people he's been healing, the people he's been casting out demons with, people he's been teaching, right? He doesn't have a large following. In fact, he hasn't even called his disciples at this point. The people who are following him are the hungry and the thirsty. They're the ones who are meek, not by choice, but are forced into it. The people who are pushed aside, pushed as outcasts. And he's looking at these people, and this is not, at least now how I read it, it's not an invitation, or it's not a direction to his followers, it's an invitation to the people who are right in front of him. So what does this mean? What am I talking about in this blog? It's who are these outsiders, these outcasts in our life, right? We can look at this list and it seems pretty timeless, but it's also a little more abstract. You know, sometimes it is the outcasts in our life, right? The distorted, those who are twisted and deformed, those who are bald or fat or skinny or ugly in our opinions, the people who smell bad. Sometimes it can be a little more serious, the people who are rejected and crushed. Maybe it's the divorced person. Blessed are the divorced. Blessed are the people who cheat others. Blessed are the unemployed. And it can go even further. And this is whenever we have to think that God doesn't get disturbed by the things we get disturbed by, and he offends us, where he says things like, blessed are the murderers and the child molesters and the extremely wealthy and the extremely filthy, right? These people who we don't like, and we try to blacklist and we try to completely avoid whenever we're on a sidewalk with. But if they have accepted Jesus, Jesus says, I have accepted you. I have given you a forgiveness that is unlike any forgiveness you have ever seen. And to us, it's offensive. And to Jesus, it says, this is what it means to be a part of my kingdom. And I love it because the very next section, right after the Beatitudes, he goes and he says, you are the salt of the earth. It's not the well-off. It's not the people who have it all figured out. It's these people who are unlike anybody else, who are the lowest of the low, the outcasts, the people that even I, pushed to the side. He said, you are the salt of the earth. You, my select few, the little ones, the one that everybody else has rejected, I have chosen you. And it's offensive. It's offensive to me because oftentimes I don't want these kind of people to be in the kingdom of God. And I'm not talking about the distorted or the sick, or I'm talking about these people who seem to have rejected God in every other way. I don't want them. But Jesus says these are the people I'm seeking after. I talk about that a little on this blog. I break it down a little bit more. I'm excited that you're here to read it, and I hope you get something out of it.